Good evening, I'm Padmaja Joshi. Thanks for tuning in. Today in the People's Court, we are putting forward a simple case. For how long are we going to let our soldiers become cannon fodder? Before that, we want to introduce you to 5 faces. 5 faces of men who died as soldiers, but whose adversaries certainly did not behave like one. First, let's start with Naib Subedar Paramjeet, a commissioned officer who was killed today along with Constable Prem Sagar. Constable Prem Sagar was today ambushed and mutilated. Along with him was also Naib Subedar, a JCO, Naib Subedar Paramjeet Singh, who was in the same party which was out patrolling. He was killed along with Constable Prem Sagar. Mandeep Singh, a young Jawan, was killed in October last year by terrorists who had crossed the LOC in October. He was killed, and after that his body was mutilated in the Machil sector of Kupwara. Lance Nayak Hemraj was mutilated on the 8th of January in 2013 in Mendhar, and Lance Nayak Sudhakar Singh was mutilated in January in 2013. All of these men were subjected to the subterfuge of the Pakistan Army. So the simple case we are making out today is what should be done to answer Pakistan in its own coin, because it's time that they were made to feel the pain. Today morning, Pakistan Army commandos and terrorists infiltrated 200 meters inside Indian territory as the Pakistan Army fired mortars. Its so-called border action team then infiltrated, came into Indian territory, ambushed a patrolling party, killed 2 soldiers and mutilated their body. The army and India has promised a strong and swift response. The question is, when?
Infiltrate, ambush, kill, mutilate. The Pakistan Army have shown its true color yet again, just a day after their chief visited the LOC. 2 Indian soldiers were killed and mutilated on Monday by Pakistan's border action team. Their deceit was executed, aided by covering fire from a Pakistani post. Naik Subedar Paramjeet Singh of the army and Head Constable Premchand of the BSF were part of a patrolling party that was fired upon with a rocket launcher. The BAT team then crossed 200 meters into Indian territory and mutilated the Indian soldiers. The country and a bereaved family is demanding answers.
The government of India strongly condemns, and the whole country has full confidence and faith in our armed forces, which will react appropriately to this inhuman act.
The constantly evolving threat from terrorism is our shared worry. The nations of the world, therefore, need to work as one to disrupt the terrorist networks and their financing and a put to a cross-border movement of terrorists.
So now what? How long before Pakistan is made to feel the pain for this cowardly, unsoldierly act?
सच यह है कि 125 करोड़ की आबादी वाला ये देश मौजूदा भाजपा सरकार से जवाब मांग रहा है। हम पाकिस्तान को 56 इंच का सीना कब दिखाएंगे? हम पाकिस्तान से आंख तरेर कर कब बात कर पाएंगे?
Ceasefire violations, mutilating soldiers, terror attacks on civilians. Pakistan clearly wants to ratchet up the tension to keep it a hot summer. How long before India says thus far and no further? With Gaurav Sawant in Delhi, Shujaul Haq and Manjeet Sehgal in Jammu and Kashmir. Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining us in the People's Court today is Lieutenant General B.S. Jaswal. He's the former Northern Army commander. We also have Syed Zafar Islam, who's the national spokesperson of the BJP. But in the dock today, along with his army, is Syed Mohammad Tariq Pirzada, political and security analyst. Mr. Pirzada, is this the way soldiers behave?
Well, the answer is that it's so easy to fabricate a lie, fabricate an alternative fact, like you have done. Pakistan never beheads any enemy soldiers. It is against the teachings of Islam, and because you excel in the art of propaganda.
I'm sure you are against beheading. Maybe you should tell your army that, sir.
This is nothing new. Every 2 to 3 years, you come up with these charges. And you know why you are doing it?
So basically, Mr. Pirzada, you're saying your army is not just un-soldierly, they're also un-Islamic, is it?
War of liberation going on in the Muslim state of Indian-held Kashmir, and you're trying to give it a cover-up.
You're not a very good spokesperson for your army then, because you've just branded them un-Islamic in addition to being un-soldierly.
Well, it's time to disband the Indian army for massacring the Kashmiris, 260 Kashmiris, for blinding more than 1,000 Kashmiris.
I suggest you leave the Kashmiris aside.
More than 16,000 Kashmiris.
They know about India and they know about your country.
And
you know, when you run out of sensible things to talk about, you always turn to that broken record of Kashmir, which impresses no one, frankly. General Jaswal, I want to ask you, because, you know, maybe you should tell Mr. Pirzada what a soldier should actually behave like. Why does this keep happening? You have the Pakistan Army chief yesterday coming to the LOC, and it's quite clear what his indication to his troops were.
You do for slaughtering a cow. At least we are better than you. You know, that's one thing that
Mr. Pirzada, I request you. Mr. Pirzada, I request you. Mr. Pirzada, I request you, please allow me to speak. Now, firstly, when the chief visited Haji Pir, obviously, there's a normal message which is given that adopt an aggressive posture. So that aggressive posture, what is interpreted by the Pakistan Army is, go and attack the Indian troops. Now, Mr. Pirzada is saying that it's against Islam to behead people. I don't know how much truth you are trying to put across. What is happening in Balochistan? I have myself, as a brigadier, done investigation of 2 of our soldiers who were beheaded, and I can just a second, Mr. Pirzada.
Being a part of
Mr. Pirzada, you are a diplomat. Please,
in the whole of South Asia,
please adhere to norms of diplomacy.
The 800 million
that's what you do.
Indians.
That's where you don't understand. I feel ashamed that I'm sharing a panel with you, a person who doesn't understand diplomacy. Please respect the panel which is there. I request you. A humble request.
That is a part of your, propaganda.
Well, I'm glad to hear that at least you are feeling ashamed. High time that happened, Mr. Pirzada.
I have myself done the investigation. What are you talking? I have myself seen beheaded soldiers. 2 of them.
The Muslim state of Kashmir, and to cover it up, you're coming up with this false allegation, and maybe it is a part of your policy. That's why.
Mr. Pirzada, please stop talking rubbish. You have a border action team which comes across and beheads soldiers, and then you're talking about propaganda.
My words.
And I don't blame you because you have fine-tuned the art of propaganda. But General Jaswal, please complete.
Be harsh if you
yes,
don't
please
mind.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Now, for him to say that it's un-Islamic to behead, I've myself, as a brigade commander, done investigation of a particular incident, and I can tell the post. After having mutilated these 2 heads of us brave soldiers, there is a school. There was a school. Will you shut up now? I've tried to maintain the decency. If you don't understand decent language, I know to speak the other language also. Please, kindly. I respect your age, please. And not only having beheaded these chaps, there's a school in a place called Tamkatilla. They were playing football with the heads of our men. We took counteraction, we fired mortars, and we managed to kill these people who are playing football. This is the value which Pakistan Army has. And he says this is un-Islamic on their part. They've been doing it repeatedly. What happened to Hemraj?
We are people of
What happened to Saurabh Kalia?
To slaughter anybody, we ruled over India for 1,000 years. We could have slaughtered every Hindu, Indian at that time. But we have a heart We have a conscience.
Oh, Mr. Pirzada, please take your fertile imagination and go elsewhere. Please, for heaven's sake, can you talk something sane for a change?
My God,
what rubbish do you come and talk about? At least stick to your
you're the
script.
shallowest of the
Rubbish.
shallow persons.
Syed Zafar Islam, clearly you're not dealing with a race that is going to behave with any civility in talking about action. What is the government doing?
Padmaja, why do you have a man like him who is not only uncivilized, inhuman, but also doesn't know how to what to speak? What to speak? He's talking about 1,000 years. Mr. Pirzada, you should feel privileged that you are getting a space to talk on Indian television channel. I don't think that we have any respect for you. Yet we are sharing the space right now only for a few minutes out of compulsion. Let me tell you, Padmaja, that you have heard that the Honorable Defence Minister has spoken about this incident. First of all, I would like to convey on behalf of my party, on behalf of government, and on behalf on myself, the condolences to the martyred family. The family must feel that the government, the whole of country is behind them in this moment of despair. Let me also tell you that the action of Pakistani soldiers is so deplorable that they need a very, very corrective action from us, and we will resort to those actions shortly. The Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Defence Minister has very clearly stated that we will take appropriate action. We will take appropriate action, and people like him, a coward like Pirzada, must be taught a lesson, and we will teach a lesson to the Pakistani army. We have taught a lesson recently through surgical strike, and Mr. Pirzada, you coward man, you will get a befitting reply from Indian Army shortly. Wait for that moment when you will feel and suffer.
Came in and beheaded your soldier. Come on.
You are talking about Islam. You guys are not only un-Islamic. You are barbaric. The kind of activities you do is shameful that you even claim to be a Muslim. Don't talk about 1,000 years. You don't deserve to speak about Indian culture. You have only adopted a culture of uncivility, and that is what you have demonstrated, and your army has demonstrated. But as we have given a befitting reply in the past, we will give a befitting reply even today.
And of course, Mr. Pirzada, if I may add to that, you don't speak neither for people of Kashmir nor for Indian Muslims, so please do not arrogate that right to yourself at all. General Jaswal also, and it's not just about the army chief's visit, the Pakistan army chief's visit to Haji Pir, but you also have the civilian government, and it's a familiar template. Every time you have the civilian government in Pakistan feeling threatened, basically being put in its place by their army, they feel they need to do something to assert themselves.
Yesterday, he made it very clear we cannot tolerate atrocities by India.
Padmaja, I'm so sorry. With Pirzada intervening, I could not get your question. If you don't mind, could you please repeat?
Sir, every time you have the Pakistan government, the Pakistani establishment finding itself in a state of flux, in a state of crisis, they think the only way to get their country together is to indulge in such actions against India. And it's a familiar template we are seeing played out all over again.
Yes, I totally agree with you, and they also look for opportunities. The Turkish Prime Minister, Prime Minister of Turkey, was here in India. Everyone knows that they've got close relations with Pakistan. They wanted to highlight to the Prime Minister that we are the victim, that is they, Pakistan. India keeps attacking them. It is a situation of war between two nuclear-powered countries. So there has to be a third-party mediation. Bilateralism has not worked. This is the reason why they chose this time to bring in such a barbaric incident. This is the main reason, and third-party mediation is not possible at all.
Mr. Pirzada, trying to latch on to an opportunity.
Why they do it?
Is it?
Why they have to do it? Because
I'm just trying to listen to this fabricated stuff, which has no foundation, and I don't know. You guys you have run out of questions. Is that what it is? Come up with a frame a question so I can answer.
Okay, let me ask you a straight question. Everything is fabricated, the narrative is fabricated, two deaths and beheadings are fabricated. You tell me, Mr. Tariq Pirzada, what happened? What is your border action team?
What is the what?
What is your border action team? What is this border action team which crossed the border, came into India?
Our policy
got covering fire from the Pakistan army.
Change.
Who are they?
I think our policy must change. But so far, Pakistan's policy is one of.
Arey, you leave the policy, you answer my question. You asked for a question, now I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. What is your border action team? Who are these men who snuck across the border, hid behind boulders, waited for covering fire from the Pakistan army, and then attacked these men who were injured and mutilated them? Who are these people?
Pakistan has no business attacking one or two people.
This is your army. This is your SOG, which is acting in cohorts with terrorists.
Liberation from our side.
You need terrorists to do your dirty work for you.
Waste our energies.
Who is the border action team, Mr. Peezada? Answer the question now. You wanted one question, answer it now.
Well, what is the question again?
Well, it's quite convenient. I've asked you the question twice. What is the border action team?
What is the border
action team? The BAT. What is it? When you have that action, what is it?
I don't know. This phrase has been coined by you, and it does not have any relevance in the present situation, nor it had any relevance in the past, nor it would have any relevance in future. You know, you guys are trying to cover up.
I have better things to do than to coin phrases to ask you questions, Mr. Peezada. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry to tell you, but I have way too much work to do than to sit here and coin phrases to ask questions to you or imagine scenarios just so that you can be asked questions. But General Jaswal, what can India do at this point?
Nothing.
Just come in.
I can answer that question with one word.
Oh, so don't worry about that. We are not going to wait for you to give answers. You should answer the questions that are asked of you.
Peezada, you are an incorrigible person. Will you please stay quiet, maintain the sanctity of the panel? Please.
Go on, General Jaswal.
Please maintain sanctity of the panel. As far as India's response is concerned, it has to be a comprehensive, multi-layered approach. Military responses are inherent, and we would have punished and brought down the picket by now. They would have suffered much more casualties than us. I can assure you, because the government has given clear-cut instructions, freedom to the army to respond whatever they feel like. Two, we have to start off a national consensus and national oneness to oppose Pakistan. I would exhort the other political parties to kindly enable the government in passing resolutions which are against Pakistan. For instance, declaring Pakistan as a terror-sponsoring state.
Absolutely.
For instance, removing the MFN. Mr. Basit needs to be sent home. We don't require to have a dialogue with these people. Secondly, when they are not honoring international norms, we should stop the Indus Water Treaty, because these people are responsible for it. They are not adhering to international norms.
Syed Zafar Islam,
the whole
four things that we have asked for time and again, and this has happened over the last 2 years. We even brought in a private member's bill to declare Pakistan a terror state. What are we waiting for? Look at the people who are speaking on behalf of Pakistan and what they say.
Padmaja, you have an enemy spokesperson on this channel at the moment. He's part of this panel discussion. Once you drop him, then I'll respond to this question. I will not respond to this question on what is our strategy about Pakistan, as long as that the spokesperson from the enemy country is also on this panel.
All right, we'll cut off his audio. But when are we going to have Pakistan declared a terror state?
Padmaja, let me tell you, see, is still there, and I will not speak. I will not speak as long as you have a spokesperson who I see as an enemy, and the whole country see as an enemy, and yet he will listen to our strategy, something which I will not spell out under any circumstances.
Pakistan needs to hear this, Syed Zafar Islam, that they will be acted against.
No, all I can say that they have raised fingers on us, and we will hit them back, and hit them back very badly. That is what the message I want to communicate to Pakistan and to this enemy spokesperson through your channel.
All right, I think Mr. Tariq Peezada, he has been trying to yell for the last 2 minutes. Yes, what do you want to say, Mr. Peezada?
Military command, do something tonight, and we'll discuss that tomorrow.
Sorry, what?
Send a message from your panelists to the military command of the Indian Armed Forces to launch a strike against Pakistan, and I'll be very happy to respond to you tomorrow on the airwaves.
Mr. Pirzada, there are 100 things that can be done against Pakistan, and I'm sure in time they will be done. There is a soft power that India wields which will be used
show your
against
manhood.
you.
Do something.
Well, sir, I think you should basically tell your army that rather than hiding behind your terrorists and sneaking them across the border, if you really have soldiers in your army, you should make them behave like that.
Well, why don't you respond? What a false, that's a propaganda of the highest order. I have never heard a thing like that before.
So if this is propaganda, then why are you demanding action from India?
You really
propaganda.
have excelled in this art.
Mr. Pirzada, if you're saying that this attack never took place, then why are you seeking action from India in retaliation?
Well, you guys claim that you are on the right side, that we beheaded your men. Isn't that what your claim is? If that is a true claim, show your manhood, cross the border, launch a strike, and we'll tell you how to return your bodies.
Well, clearly you didn't have enough practice answering all of those questions after the surgical strike last year. Mr. Tariq Pirzada, yes, we will talk to you very soon. We have a word from the government that there is going to be punitive action from India sooner rather than later. We wait in hope. Thanks very much, Jan Jaswal, Syed Zafar Islam, and Tariq Pirzada for joining us in the People's Court. You've heard the facts, you've heard all sides, but ultimately the best judge is you. So we leave it to your wisdom to decide. Thanks very much for joining us today. Tune in at the same time tomorrow in the People's Court, where you get your right to be heard.